In 2014, Oscar Pistorius was found guilty of culpable homicide and sentenced to 5 years behind bars. But shortly after he was released on parole the following year, his conviction was changed to one of murder on appeal. And in 2016, he was instead sentenced to 6 years, which was, the following year, increased to 13 years and 5 months, again on appeal. In November, though, he was once more granted parole. He had applied for parole last March, but on the back of a communique from the SCA, which handed down his final sentence to the effect that he wasn't yet eligible, his application wound up being refused. He subsequently turned to the Constitutional Court, though, which in October essentially found the SCA was wrong. And on the back of that ruling, the parole board convened a hearing to consider him for early release in November. Pistorius' application was ultimately successful this time around, and he's now set to be released from prison on Friday the 5th of January, after completing what Correctional Services has called a pre-release program. His parole will continue until December 2029, during which time he'll also have to adhere to various conditions.
You'll be subjected to the general parole conditions just like all other parolees. For instance, they will specify the time within which you're expected to be home. It's usually from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. And parolees are always encouraged to either seek employment or start a business, but anything constructive that in a way will make them to focus and try to rebuild their lives. And they are assisted in that cause in case we have to relook into those parole conditions so that they do not constrain them in that effect. But other things such as consumption of alcohol that is not allowed, or other substances. And it goes further, even the areas of conducting media interviews are saying you cannot do that. And the reason is simple. We always have to protect the victims of crime. And at times, things that people may say or some of the questions may push the boundaries a bit far. So to protect the victims of crime and also parolees, we restrict that they do not engage with media in that particular factor.